All right, so today's video is going to be a little different because instead of talking to my brides, I'm actually talking to my future grooms or the bridesmaids who are most definitely going to be tagging and sharing this video with my future grooms. So I'll keep it short so that way we don't ruin any of the surprises, and then you can call me when you're ready. I don't really know if I know how to wink. Can you wink with both of your eyes? Okay, if you're planning on proposing soon, having a photographer is such a fun add-on. Proposals are actually one of my favorite things to photograph because there's so much emotion and love and laughter and tears and everything all in one moment. So having a photographer there to capture that is definitely not an expectation, but it is something that's going to make it even more special. Especially since from what I've heard, everything goes by kind of in a blur and it's all just like happens so quickly, so having somebody capture that moment is going to be really important. All right, so first up, we have to come up with a plan. Sometimes I, as the photographer, am hiding in bushes, or I'm waiting at a specified location, or we've already set up some type of photo shoot or something that we're doing so that way she's like got all of her hair and makeup done, and you pop the question in the middle of it. Either way, this moment is 100% about you and your love story and the way that you want to ask the most important person to you the most important question you're ever going to ask. So I think it's okay to ask around and get ideas and try to come up with something creative, but really it's just about making sure that it's sentimental and it's important to just the two of you guys. So when you first reach out to a photographer about your proposal, let them know what the general plan is going to be and kind of what you have in mind, and then ask for their opinion on it. Because not to get too technical, but sometimes based on what the light is or the areas that you have in order to hide, that's where you guys are going to be able to work out the specifics. More often than not, I'm able to make the original plan that he had in mind work. And then sometimes I'm able to offer suggestions to make sure that the photos come out beautiful and perfect and that she is not able to see me up until the very, very last moment. So usually on the day of or a few days before, if we're able to work that out, I do like to meet up with the groom at the location so that way we can work out all of the different specifics. I'll also need to know like a rough estimate of the order of events, if you're going to just like walk in and drop to a knee and ask her right then and there, or if the plan is to kind of come and sit and try to throw her off the trail. There is absolutely no pressure to get it perfect or to follow a timeline, but I do want to know so that way I'm not caught off guard and I'm like ready and right there with you. And then obviously one of the most important photos of a proposal is getting her reaction and that classic like down on the knee shot. So we want to make sure that you have her positioned where I can get that. Which might sound like it's going to give things away, but don't worry. I've done this a million times. The girls are always unsuspecting, and it's pretty easy to make sure that they're facing the right way. So while we're talking about the actual proposal, I do have a big tip for anybody who is planning on having their proposal photographed, and that is to stay a little bit longer than what feels normal on your knee. For every proposal that I've done, I've always tell the guy, when you drop down to one knee, stay there. It's gonna feel like that moment is lasting forever, but I want to make sure that I get the photo and that she's able to take the full moment in. And so just, get comfortable, chill out. Also, it's a huge moment, so don't rush it. So after said big moment, there's tears and hugs, and she's probably freaking out because she's trying to process everything that's going on. And that's usually when I, the photographer, emerge from wherever I've been hiding. And then there's like a second exciting moment. So one time I photographed a proposal. I believe it was actually one of the first proposals that I've ever done. And he took her out to a brunch on the beach and then had the waiter bring her a note that said, "Meet me underneath the pier for a surprise." So she took the note, went downstairs it was like on the beach. So she went down onto the beach underneath the pier, and he was standing there with a puppy, dreams, goals. And she ran up to him, and then on the tag it said, "Will you marry me?" So he dropped down to one knee, and then I came out after that, and I thought she was going to collapse from all of the surprises that she was getting. Obviously, that proposal is like a dream. And they don't all have to be packed with surprises like that, but definitely having the photographer coming out just shows that you really cared about capturing this moment and making sure that she's going to remember it forever and that you're going to remember it forever. And so it truly is so special to know that you've had this really intimate moment, or maybe you've had a moment with all of your favorite people in the room and you also have it documented. Then after the proposal, since I'm already there and we're already excited, I do like to take my couples and do a couple different newly engaged portraits. And those are always fun. And then sometimes grooms have set up like a little celebration with family and friends afterwards, and they will invite me to come to that too, which is also always fun to get not only her reaction when it's happening, but then everybody else's reaction when you guys walk in the door and she gets to hug and tell everybody what just happened. So really, other than those basic items, all proposals are pretty unique. They're planned specifically to the couple and what he or she has in mind. So it's really best to reach out to the photographer, let them know somewhat early in the process so that way they can help you make some of those decisions. It's going to be such a big and important moment in your life, and having it documented for your future spouse is going to be just so special. I love it. So obviously, I'm very passionate about proposals. I love them. They're one of my favorite things to photograph. So if you are getting ready to plan one soon and you would like some help and to have somebody photograph it, I'm your girl. All right, guys, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, tag your friends, send it silently in Messenger so that way everybody knows what the deal is. And obviously, if you are getting ready to plan a wedding, or you're friends with somebody who's going to be getting ready to plan a wedding, I have tons of videos with all kinds of tips and things to make sure that you are making the most out of your day, the most out of your wedding photos, and just generally planning so that way you're not stressed. All right, guys, I will see you next week. Bye.